Discover new technology and endless comfort with Victoria's Secret's #1 collection, Body by Victoria. With over 3,500 five-star reviews, see what all the hype is about when it comes to their best-selling styles. Their latest innovation features lightweight construction that provides support where you need it without an ounce of padding. I've been wearing their demi bra literally every day this week. It is so comfortable and looks great underneath all different styles of clothing. It's available in cups A through G and bands 30 to 44. That's 43 sizes in 22 different styles. Shop now at your nearest Victoria's Secret store and online at victoriassecret.com.
Hello, darlings. This is Lisa Vanderpump. Will you join me in France for a new reality show? Meet my hand-selected staff as they work, live and play at Chateau Rosabelle. Their job is to provide once-in-a-lifetime experiences for our guests. And of course, they'll have to meet my standards, and not everybody has what it takes. Vanderpump Villa has first-class luxury and world-class drama. I'll be there, will you? Vanderpump Villa is now streaming only on Hulu.
So this year, I'm really focused on my health, sticking to a routine, and that's why I've been loving Symbiotica.
And loving them. My goal has been to support
Symbiotica.com and use Bachelor for 15% off your subscription order.
Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thank you again for joining us. We are excited to be back, right, Kathy?
We are. And Susan, I got to say, if all of you out there have not done it yet, you're more than late to the game. You've got to go and follow our podcast so that you never miss an episode. Just search for Bachelor Happy Hour in the podcast app and hit the follow button.
For Golden Hour. Please do it so we can talk to you and find out what's going on in your world. But today we're so excited, especially excited. We have a very, very, very special guest, and you know her and love her from Joey's season of The Bachelor. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the podcast.
What's going on in your world right now?
You know, just busy with work and kind of navigating after everything, but it's been fun and crazy at the same time.
Do you love it? You had to love your experience.
I do. Obviously, it all came out of nowhere and trying to navigate my career on top of everything that's happening post-show. But I mean, I'm enjoying every moment of it, honestly.
You know, it was so special for me, Rachel, to be able to sit with you and really, really get to know you. I think the world had something to say about it as well, and they were all beautiful, beautiful things. I love you like one of my own. I really do.
My mom, when she watched it, she goes, "You and Auntie Susan, you guys connected, huh?" And I said, "We did."
In a big way.
A big way. And I was like, "She's family." My mom's like, "Oh, she just seems like she has the best energy." And I was like, "She does. She's amazing."
I would love to meet your family. I really
you
would.
will one day.
And then our reunions of Women Tell All after the final rose. And they're always in these big places with lots of people. I want you one-on-one. I really do. We got to go for coffee or a meal or a cocktail. And Kathy will join that
Rachel,
one.
I'm gonna have to join in on some of these. Can I come too?
You're always invited.
So I want to know, you just alluded at the top of the show here about life after the show. It's a check-in for you. How are you doing post-show? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, things have definitely gotten better for me. Since I was getting that hate that I spoke about at the reunion, things have definitely calmed down. The support and love has been just, I didn't expect all the support to finally, I guess, drown out all the hate. So it's been very nice.
Which is a perfect statement.
Yeah.
We get so much love, but one negative or 10 negatives seem to weigh on us so much more than all the love.
Yeah.
You got to focus only on the love. And you know what? We get it too.
Yeah. I have to say, Rachel, you intimated that it was some racial slurs coming your way. I mean, I said zip it. And you know, I have paid dear, I know, really, right? Zip it for that. But honestly, Susan and I have talked a lot about this. What does it feel like? For us, it's just, you try to ignore it, but it's hard. It's hard.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely easier to ignore the comments like, "Oh, you're boring," or like, "Joey doesn't like you." Those are obviously way easier. But when it comes,
they said Joey doesn't like you. Are they Joey? I mean, how do you people say these things?
But also that's why it's funny, because that's just them speculating off of an episode or off of me being shown for 5 minutes, So those were obviously easy to ignore. But when it comes to things, talking about just my culture, my family, or my skin color, things like that, it can be hard to ignore. But my dad's always taught me to never use discrimination as a crutch. And I've never wanted that to be a reason to get sympathy from other people. But it just made me stronger as a person, and just kind of realize that that's someone's flaw, that's someone's personal issues.
Yeah.
Led to
That
I am
is
a woman.
definitely the high road.
Good for you.
Sure. For sure. So, you talk about, we all know that, you and Joey definitely had a connection, and he's now classified as one of your exes. But
yeah, do tell us.
Come on, we want to know, what do all of your exes have in common? Like, what is the trait that sort of lends? Come on.
Good
What's
question.
the trait? I don't know, because I mean, Joey's kind of like the favorite ex right now, right? Like there was no, animosity. There was no wrongdoing on either side. It was just the end of our journey, and that's like the beautiful part about it. But my ex is separate from Joey.
Okay. Do they have anything in common? Anybody that you've dated?
Sorry?
They cheated. I'm kind of like, what the...
Oh, and he was doing it right in front of your face, but that was allowed, right?
Okay. That's okay.
That's not cheating, Susan.
I know.
That's called dating
cheating,
on a TV show. Oh, wow. So they all cheated? How did you find out?
So I'm trying to backtrack. So I would say I had 3 serious relationships. They're great. I mean, separate from us dating, they're amazing people. I never want to talk bad about an ex. I think cheating is obviously a personal choice. So, that's on them for what they did. But I remember the one ex I had who I swear I was going to marry, like love of my life, first love. He was sleeping over my house, which is a huge thing for my family. And my parents were like, he can sleep over, just don't stay in the same bed.
Oh,
so
never.
We
never,
would sleep
never.
downstairs in the living room, but it was...
Sure he did.
If you're
Sure
watching this, we kept it PG, don't worry. But,
Okay.
It's your parents' house. You have to.
I know.
You respect that. I get it.
Yes, exactly. But I got a brand new phone. And I asked him, and I was like, oh, can I text my new phone? I don't think it's working. And I've never looked in someone's phone before. That's just never been a part of me. And something in the back of my head, maybe it's my woman intuition.
Yes.
Like telling me is like, just look at a text message. So I opened up his messages. There was like 2 unsaved numbers. And the texts were like, oh, you look so good. When can I see you next? Or something like that.
Ouch.
And so I had ignored it. And then something else told me, just look at his Instagram. I was like, okay, I've never done that. I went on his Instagram and I went in his messages, and it was a girl that I knew of who they were
seeing each other.
Having some good times, but
doing the deeds. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's amazing. His family's amazing. I'm still very close to this family. It's we were civil.
Okay, pause. You're still giving him kudos for effing around on you and not telling you the truth. I'm sorry, that's not okay.
Well, wait a minute, excuse me. You're the one that's always saying, I want to crucify them, and you're always like, oh, Kathy, let it go.
Yeah,
forgive.
that's why I'm saying don't forgive him.
No, you're always saying forgive. Rachel, you're doing the right thing. Forgive him. It'll make you happier. It's about you.
I forgive him for what he did. At the end of the day, if it was meant to be, it wouldn't have happened. Amen. I learned a lot about valuing myself and my family through that time, and kind of knowing what I deserve. It was a tough time for me, but we're both civil. I respect him. He respects me. We respect our families. But yeah, that's just one of the heartaches. There's 2 other ones, but it's kind of traumatic. So I just feel like it's
okay.
How old were you?
Okay.
How old were you with that? You said it was your first love. How old were you?
So we started dating senior year of high school. And then we were together through college. And then we were on and off for, I think, 2 or 3 years after that. So from like 17 till 20.
Can I just say, you sound exactly like my daughter. She dated.
Tell her to call me.
Sorry?
Tell her to call me.
Oh, she's married now with a almost 1-year-old daughter.
Oh, never mind.
She's
Don't
married.
call me.
She is married the best man in the world. If he had a brother, I'd set you up with him.
He is amazing.
But that same thing happened to her. And I asked her, so I have to ask you, do you feel like that you wasted, I don't like the word waste, because I don't think any experience is a waste of time, but do you feel like you missed out on some of the college experiences because you dated him during college?
Oh, absolutely not. I think I'm so grateful to the relationship I had with him because it was just a pure if we're separating the cheating, it was so pure in the sense of like, when we first started dating, we didn't have jobs, but he would always provide and like take me on dates and pay for my meals and open my door.
A
And
gentleman.
he was a gentleman. And so I can learn
A cheating gentleman, but a gentleman. Okay.
But one of the things that Rachel and I talked about in Mexico was you being able to trust again. Obviously, it caused some trust issues with you. And for you to be able to open up to Joey and give him your whole self.
Yeah. And I also I did speak with Susan about this. I've been in a relationship that was abusive as well. So my track record, I mean, it went from my first love in high school, he cheated on me. I was like, okay, it happens. And I went into an abusive relationship. And so I really struggled with, I thought I trusted the right people. And then they would always it would just bite me in the butt at the end. But, and then when I went on the show and I met Joey, and even though he wasn't my person, the friendship that we had really taught me that I can open up to somebody and I can meet somebody and trust somebody and they can treat me well. So I'm still working on that. I think I finally reached a point where I know what I deserve.
Isn't that a beautiful thing that you got to walk away with, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you're very close with your family, as you said. And, I know most girls, I did look up to my dad, and I know you do to yours. What qualities in your dad, like what would you like to find in a guy that your dad possesses? What qualities?
Yeah. I mean, besides the fact that he treats my mom like an absolute queen.
That's enough right there for me. Treat me like a queen.
Yeah.
Does he have a brother? I'm always asking the same question.
I know.
So my dad comes from a family, there's 14
kids? 14
kids. Yeah, he has 9 sisters and
holy smokes.
Wow.
I know, I'm sorry. He comes from a huge family. I come from a huge family. So I guess the respect he has for his sisters just really shows, with how he treats my mom. And he's a girl dad. He has 3 daughters, me and my other 2 sisters. So the example he set for me of just how patient he is with my mom and how he listens to her and just I guess in a traditional sense, he's just such a provider and a protector of her. And he also doesn't take away from her light as an independent and strong woman.
You know what's so beautiful?
Wow.
That she is recognizing all this. Nobody told her this.
That's right.
Nobody told
She's
her to say
learned
that.
it.
She's watched that growing up. And there's so many people out there that come from broken families or abusive families, and they don't get to have what you just said. That's beautiful.
And my appreciation from it comes from the fact that both my parents were divorced before they met. So I do have like a couple of half siblings who I obviously consider my whole siblings. And so that dynamic of seeing how they had to navigate through having a child before they met and how we had kind of had a blended family also showed me how strong my dad is and how strong my mom is too, because they kept us as close as we could. They just showed love all the time. And obviously our family isn't perfect. We're kind of crazy and we're loud, but
what family? Did you ever meet the Italians? Come on.
That's family. That's the definition of family. But someone told me this once, watch how a son treats his mother. And that's the guy, he's going to treat you the way he treats his mother. So, you can put that one in your little book of what to look for.
You can't change that red flag, right?
So I keep saying this.
Yeah.
You can never make a red flag a white flag, ever.
Never.
Discover new technology and endless comfort with Victoria's Secret's detectable underclothing or your nearest Victoria's Secret store and online
list down that needs no fluffing, and certain restrictions may apply. See website for additional details.
Stories, and he would show me pictures and I was like, wow, that's so cool. I absolutely love it. It's definitely a passion of mine.
So, Rachel, tell me about your work.
So we all know I'm a nurse.
Yes.
New information. I actually had work yesterday. I'm actually so exhausted, but I absolutely love it. It's definitely a passion of mine. I didn't think I would become a nurse. My dad works in trauma back in Hawaii at one of the major hospitals there. So I kind of grew up just hearing his stories, and like he would show me pictures, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. Da, 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 da. But I hated school. Like I hated math and science.
I hope you like science.
Nursing school's hard. I know
hard.
that.
It's hard.
Really hard. My niece is going through it.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, you did tell me that.
Yes. But real quick, I have to interrupt. You just pronounced Hawaii, I'm reading this book that a woman that I renewed her vows, and it's called Aloha. And I knew aloha was hello and goodbye. It has several other meanings.
Several meanings.
I never knew that.
Yeah, there's
love,
like, love, also, and also like because the word ha,
yes,
life. So it's the breath of life, right?
Right.
And so that's also why we call like foreigners, people who come to Hawaii, we call them haole, but it's spelled like ole, which means you have no life.
Yes, it's in the book.
Wow.
I know. I love this. Okay.
I want to ask, that's really interesting, but since we're talking about dating, and God knows I need as much help as I can get, I want to know, Rachel, would you ever date someone in the workplace? A doctor?
That was my question. Since you're in the hospital, nurses and doctors do a lot of,
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that? Or is it because it's so big that people wouldn't know? Or how do you feel about it?
What is that saying? Don't eat. What is that?
Don't shit
Sit
where you sleep.
Something like that, right? So I'm thankfully, because I'm a travel nurse, I'm usually at one hospital for 3 months and then I move on. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But I also love that when I go to work, it's my place, it's my space. I'm doing what I enjoy. I don't have to think about my partner being there. But I would date someone who's in the same, I guess, career field.
Line of work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something to talk about, I guess. But
how about any fears going back into the dating world? And what is something about love that scares you?
I'm honestly not terrified about love. I love being in love. I think everyone loves to be in love. Everyone wants to know that someone loves them. I think it's such a beautiful part of life, and that's how the world goes around in a sense. But I mean, I'm not scared of love, but I am nervous, and part of me is nervous to get back into dating because I don't know if people would think me being on a dating show
to have a whole new impression of you.
Like
right.
Treat me in a different way. Maybe if they watch the show, they'll realize that I just am completely the same on TV and off TV. But I'm really open to anything. I just hope people know that my standards may make me look picky, but I'm just not.
Never settle, Rachel.
Yeah.
Never settle.
So that's so important that she just said that because my standards after being on the show, now I'm being really true to myself. Before, like you always tease me about the red flag and I make it yellow and slide through and realize how many months later I'm not happy. But now I know. Very good.
And then there's me who never settles, and then I wonder why I can't get a date, because I'm looking for perfection all the time. But I want to ask you, Rachel, so obviously Susan and I were on The Golden Bachelor, and we were the first ones to do that show. So we don't have the years of experience that the younger Bachelor and Bachelorettes have. Yeah. So I want to know, I know you have a lot of good friends from the show. Joey, from the other shows. But what couple is your idea of a really good relationship, the relationship goals that you'd like to meet?
I absolutely love Serena and Joe.
Yes.
I mean, who does?
They're adorable.
Also, I'm so new to this whole Bachelor Nation. I'm slowly starting to learn about everybody. So my best friend's the one who's kind of educating me on Bachelor Nation. But when I finally met Serena and Joe, they are just so sweet and pure. And I think some people are skeptical of this process and of this whole idea of being on a reality show to date. But when you look at Serena and Joe, I mean, it's just so apparent that it can work.
It works.
The person and the maturity level that you're at when you go into this. So,
yeah.
Rachel, you shared with me that you weren't allowed for your hometown to go to your actual hometown. Tell me what a hometown date in Hawaii would have been like.
Ooh, that would have been nuts.
I like it.
Now, not just any date. We want to hear the perfect dream date, Rachel.
Perfect dream date in Hawaii. Okay, so my favorite place on my island is the North Shore. So I would have loved to go to like my favorite beach, which is Sunset. I used to skip school and go there all the time. And I would go to there's this sandwich shop that's just nostalgic for me. And it's also on the North Shore. So I would have spent the whole day there. And it's very grounding when you go to a place that you were actually raised, because that's just a huge part of who you are.
Yeah,
And
your roots. Yeah.
yeah, it's your roots. And Hawaii being so beautiful and so rich, kind of like a melting pot, I guess, of the Pacific. I just wanted to immerse him in that. But I also wanted him to come to my house that I was raised in, because I was homeschooled all the way to high school. So my classroom, like my little classroom is there.
Yeah. It's all still there.
And I was homeschooled is there, and like all those things. So there's obviously more I would have loved to do. But I think just showing him more of who I am would have been great in Hawaii.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's really nice. I did not know that you were homeschooled.
No one does. I thought
I did.
I know Susan knew that.
I know Susan, second mother.
I did.
Second
I love her.
Yeah, I would tell people like, oh, I was homeschooled. They're like, but you're so social. I'm like, yeah.
So I was in education for 36 years. So that's why I'm asking. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Heather, did you like being homeschooled?
I think my experience of homeschool was different than I think in the mainland, like how they do it, because sometimes in between class we'd go to the beach and we would kind of like just walk across.
Really? That's school? Really? Hello?
Experience.
Can I dive into the blue seas?
Schools can be experiential, Susan.
School, yes.
Would you homeschool your kids?
I would be open to it, but I'm also very much a career type of woman. So, I mean, if I had time to somehow do both with my future partner, then maybe. But I also loved my mom threw me into public school. I had the best time, and I met such amazing people. And like my best friend I met in public school. So I also think there's great experiences to be had when you go into a school with more students.
When you were being homeschooled, did you feel like you were not having enough friends or missing out on something, or you didn't realize it then?
I didn't realize it then because my cousins went to public school, and in Hawaii, like we would go to high school events with them, like their games. So, and our family's so huge. I always thought I was around hundreds of people all the time. Right. So that's also why I think my social skills are great. And my mom would, when we were younger, if we went out to restaurants or the grocery store, she'd have us go talk to the waitress by myself. She's like, go speak, you're fine. So no, I don't think
Did you have to order the cold cuts by yourself?
I had to order. I mean, my mom used to have me call for my own dentist appointment when I was like 8 years old.
Wow, she really taught you.
But Rachel, look at you. You're strong and you're independent and you know what you want. So you know what? Your mother did the right thing, in my opinion. I think it's great.
My parents did it right. They used to have me fill out checks when I was really young too, and look at tax papers. So they really taught my sister and I like the foundation that we needed. So when I did public school, I thought public school was a breeze because I was like my parents pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you knew everything. Kudos to your mom and dad.
So your family clearly is important to you. And we saw on Joey's season how important your family's culture is to you. I'm curious, regardless of who you marry, what of those traditions would you want to bring into your marriage? Because I know when I got married, I was very young, but my husband and I each had family traditions from our own separate families that we tried to incorporate. What ones would you want to bring with you?
I mean, definitely the traditional greeting that everyone went crazy about, right?
Joey nailed that.
Yeah, he did amazing. But it's also things that you don't see on camera, things that my mom taught me, when you're sleeping next to someone who's older than you, make sure your head is below them. It's just a sign of respect that you're younger than them.
Whoa, what? When you're sleeping, you have to be lower?
Yeah, so when I was sitting next to my sister, my mom would go, oh, honey, no, go lower because you're show respect to your sister. So
Susan, can I just explain how this is going to work for you and
You're
me?
Taller than me.
No. Not you and I sleeping together. When we find a guy,
he's always taller.
Our heads are going to be through the headboard. We're going to be that old. It's not about height.
Wait, here's
a
good one. Rachel, do you have any questions for Kathy and I about love or relationships?
So many, because I know you guys have had, you have all this experience ahead of me. And, you guys being, I guess, quote, older, it just makes you 10 times more.
Oh, you don't have to put quotes around
Golden.
it, Rachel. You don't have to put quotes around it.
Because I wouldn't consider you guys older. I think age is just all about wisdom. And I think there's something so wonderful about, I just have such a respect for you guys.
Thank
and
you.
knowing that you've been through things that I can't even imagine, I can't even fathom. So I guess I would ask you, how would you both define love or true love?
Wow.
Go, Susan.
Is that a hard
One of the things, going back for a second, because you hit a good point. My mother's girlfriends would try to give me advice and stuff when I was younger, like, 20. You don't listen to that. Even though we do have wisdom and experience, whatever we say is not going to be in you could hear it, but you have to live it.
But you know what? Yes, I would agree with that. But Rachel, I think when you say you have so many questions, I think some people are more open than others to just hearing what we have to say. And then when they're with another person in a relationship, something might spark something. Kathy and Susan said, I think that's what it's about. Just, I don't know, but I want to hear your answer to
I'm
the
a
question.
hopeless romantic.
Same.
Much like yourself, I'm in love with being in love. I wear my heart on my sleeve. That will never change because that's being true to myself. That's who I am.
I don't know. For me, love, to me, it sounds like something out of a poetry book, but for me, love is that feeling that I don't want to spend another day by myself. I want that person to experience things with me. I want to share things. The best friend, finding your best friend, someone that, I'm in the last chapter of my life. It's going to last about 50 years. But
Best chapter.
Best chapter. But I want it to be the best chapter with someone. And I think that love looks a little different as you get older. But I believe in love.
Discover new technology that moves with you in 22 styles. Shop now at your nearest Victoria.
Hypoallergenic featherless down that needs change and certain restrictions may apply.
Serena, you know what I want to do right now? Maybe a beach. I have a good idea.
Unlock $150 off.
Kathy, I call you a problem.
Sorry.
She pulls holding your hand through anything that you're about. Since we're generations apart here and you've got all this experience ahead of you, and I am a phone call away from holding your hand through anything that you're about to walk through. I just want you to know that.
Oh, I'll be calling you. Don't you worry, Aunt.
I know you will. Let's do the generation gap game.
Wait, Rachel, I'm giving you my number too. I'm feeling left out here.
I'm sorry, Kathy. I call you a problem.
Sorry.
She pulls me. It's all good.
It's a triangle. All right.
So what about a little game with Rachel?
Okay. Generation gap.
Ooh.
This or that. You ready, Rachel? Okay. Generation gap, this or that.
Okay.
We're just going to throw out some questions and you're going to pick this one or that one. So here's the first one. Sliding into the DMs or sending an email?
I think either or. It's about the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because I would consider my Gmail my social media too. I'm always on it.
Yeah.
I guess slide in DMs.
That just feels more immediate to me.
The DMs?
Yeah.
I look at my email before my DMs.
I mean, if you email me, it may be 3 days. It's buried in there. But a DM, it's like blinking at you.
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok? Oh, they're one and the same too now.
I like my Instagram, I guess.
Yeah. How about you, Kath?
All right. Here's catching up with a friend. Texting or calling? This is my own personal.
Calling. I prefer call over anything.
Oh, so do I. But so many younger people, it's all about texting.
Yeah,
you can't read emotion in text.
Yeah, I think this younger generation. I mean, I'm probably in this younger generation, whatever. But I think it's just so easy. So they can not have what is I'm trying to think of the word.
Urgency?
They're so numb to an actual connection with people, and they're so quick to text. They can go about their day. I'd rather sit, see you, feel you. Let's discuss what's going on.
Which brings to mind the people behind their computers making the negative comments. They're not showing their face. They're hiding behind something. So me, a text is when I don't have time to talk.
Yeah.
I can't talk but da-da-da-da-da, or I love you, or talk to you later. But a phone call is real.
I just find people have their heads in their phone, on the screen so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised to hear you say, I love hearing you say a phone call.
I prefer a FaceTime too because I'd rather just see your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun. Oh, Kathy gets me at the worst times too. Susan, are you serious? You're naked? You're getting out of the shower? Why'd you answer the phone?
It's okay. We were FaceTime anti-season. Were you eating something?
Probably.
Susan,
yes, I'm always eating.
Susan eating about every 2 hours. You can tell
Okay,
the time.
here's a good one.
I got
Oh,
the
go
notes right
ahead,
because
go
I
ahead.
have.
Go.
This is a thing with Susan and me that we constantly talk about. Dating someone older than you or dating someone younger than you?
Older.
Either.
I would say older.
Well, because you're young.
I would say younger because I'm running out of options older.
I'd go either way.
I mean, I think it really depends on the person. My dad's younger than my mom. And
How much? How much younger?
Honestly, not that much. I think it's like 2 years. But he also, through his life experiences, my dad's just really mature. But I also see guys who are younger than me and they're just not there. It's just not.
Yeah.
It hasn't.
Well, I think women mature quicker than men. So in your 20s and younger, that's the case. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
How about ghosting today? That's one of my pet
here we
peeves.
go. The
Would you
terms.
rather break up in person, have respect, and have a conversation, or ghost them? What is this ghosting thing?
Yeah,
Wait, it's called something else too. What else do you call it?
Oh, I don't know. I just call it.
There's catfishing,
Catfishing.
gaslighting.
No, that's when they're not who they-
gaslighting.
Gaslighting?
I don't know. No, that's.
Gaslighting.
School us. Come on, school us, honey.
I just learned what Riz was.
Oh, I actually just learned what it actually was too. Guys, I might be in the same wavelength as you. No, I'm totally against ghosting. I feel like that's so disrespectful to the person. You wasted their time. At least you could give them 5 minutes to explain why you don't want to be with them. But that's also why DMs are so easy to ghost because you can just not respond. You can also unsend. You can just delete. So it's so easy for people to kind of move on nowadays. I mean, at least my last breakup was televised, so there was no ghosting there. Everyone saw me get broken up.
Well, yeah.
So wait a minute. That's another thing. You know, in your I don't even know what it's called. Plural dating, like where you're dating more than one guy at a time. Say it again.
Look at me.
No. That's being married to more than one at a time, and we do not subscribe to that. No, Rachel, we'll have a class on that later. No, it's like plural dating where you
date multiple people.
Both of you are dating multiple people in multiple relationships at a time.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm greedy.
I'm selfish too. I'm
I
not
can't-
sharing. I'll share my fries.
I can't find one guy. How am I going to have a plural?
I'll share my
Can't
man.
find one.
No, that's what I told my friend the other day. I saw this girl. She's in a throuple. I said, "How did you get two?" And
Can't get one. Right.
Because you know what? The best is being saved for you, Rachel.
if you're out there,
Give it time.
Give it time.
It's all about
Honestly,
you.
all
Be open
It's
to
all
it.
about you.
Put that
But
energy
no, seriously,
out there.
let's talk for 1 second. When you're reading all these books and talking about people in America, people date multiple people.
That's what I was saying.
It's called dating. I've always had a relationship.
yes,
I didn't know how to date.
me too.
I mean, obviously, you don't get intimate, I would imagine, because
No,
if
that's-
you
no,
are,
no,
that's
what-
crazy
no,
if
no,
he's
no.
going to go be intimate
That's
with
what I'm
somebody
talking.
else.
No, that's what I'm talking about. You're having multiple relationships.
No double dipping on my watch. Can't do it. No.
Well, I guess that's the final answer there.
I mean, would you be okay with that?
That's normal now. Which is
I
great.
just told you I can't find one.
She just said that's normal.
That's what I
now.
just said.
Why is that normal?
It's
Why is that
normal- It's normal
okay?
to me, but I know a lot of people who participate in that hookup culture dating.
It's just free sex. What's wrong?
At least cycle the numbers and go back to your ex. Like, just don't.
No, you're not going back to your ex, Rachel. We're not having any more cheating. That's
No,
over.
no,
It's
no, no.
over. Not happening.
I don't even talk to my exes. They're in the graveyard, so it's fine. We'll talk.
Oh, God. So that's the next question. Friends with your ex or cutting it off cold turkey?
I've cut it off cold turkey completely with all except that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only
I'm friends
because-
with.
Only because his best friend is my cousin's fiance. And he's back in Hawaii, so he's very close with my family.
Uh-huh.
And I speak with his family, so we would just never.
Yeah. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, Rachel. Susan is friends
With every one of
every ex she's ever had.
That just makes the most sense, to be honest. You know,
I think it sounds exhausting.
They all hit me up and said, congratulations on the show. We watched you. We're so happy for you. I love that.
I love that they think about you still and are messaging you, though. That's how iconic you are.
But I'll reach out every birthday, every holiday. I mean, I keep it going.
You know the date books? Susan's got a binder with tabs, thousands of them.
I do.
Oh, it's John's birthday. Oh, it's Sam's birthday. Oh, she can't live her life. She's too busy wishing the exes happy birthday.
You know that calendar in your phone that comes up once a year and reminds you.
All right. Everybody. Listen, this has been so great, Rachel. It has been so great having you. You're filled with wisdom for your young years, and you are a delight, and good things are coming your way.
And we wish you all the very, very best. And Kathy and I both will always be here for you. And that does it for today's episode of Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks to our most favorite guest so far, Rachel. We love you.
We love you. We adore you. I'm your newest best friend. Thank you all for joining us. And please be sure to follow Bachelor Happy Hour as we have new episodes coming out every week. And truly, if you enjoyed today, you have no idea what's in store for you. So you won't want to miss a single episode.
Make sure to submit your questions to us so we can talk about it. As I say every week, go to bachelornation.com or hit us up on social at Bachelor Happy Hour.
And please listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's been great. See y'all next week.
See you next week.